Alright, my kid found a piece of fabric and fell in love with it and wants it to be sleeves, but it's kind of small. So I've got a picture in my head and you've seen the thumbnail, so you kind of have an idea of where we're going to end up, which might be more than I have at the moment, but let's try. Rock on. So this is the main piece of fabric because the local creative reuse says get a 5-gallon bucket crammed full of fabric for $10. And so there's that. And here's another smaller piece of fabric that I have around anyway that seems like a good starting point. And here is a piece of tissue paper that came wrapped around something as packaging. Recycle. Oh, look at me making patterns with some mercury in my mouth. And there's something like a shape for the back. Big ol' armholes. Did I just have to make my child put this back on so I could figure out which way was up for both of these pieces? Yes, I did. So, oh hey sweetheart, please don't eat my pattern. So the good news is that if this actually works out, apparently this is a really good first ever pattern drafting situation. What are you doing? Little lunatic. Baby. Hey, sweetheart. So this is lovely and heavy and drapey and miraculously does fit our pattern pieces if I have no regard for grain. So that's what we're doing. Had a moment of panic when I remembered that there is a front and a back that do not work together, but I think I managed it. This is the largest piece I have left over. I might be able to wiggle like the scrappiest, tiniest bit of a stand collar out of it because I feel like that'll make things look more finished, but we don't know yet. Moving on. Alright, we're doing filled seams because of who I am as a person. And let me say, I am so impressed by you people that can hold these nonsense puzzle pieces in your head. I had to write front with an arrow on my puzzle pieces and then like carefully position them on the pieces again just to visualize this accursed garment. But, you know, I'll get better at it. Everything is just practice, but wow, this makes me miss rectangular construction. On the other hand, I think it's going to look really cool. We'll see. Oh, let go. There we go. Let's see. Well, that's not a neckline that I created that is conducive to collars, so I guess there's no collar. Obviously need to clean up some edges, but micro vest. My child is clearly thrilled about this. Next up, creating sleeves to jam in the hole. Now, I could be wrong about this, which is a hell of a risk to take with the fabric that is the centerpiece of this whole situation. But I think a half circle, half oval, something like that for each sleeve is the way to go in this scenario. My kid also found this and stuck it in the bucket, so we'll have 2 layers of filmy transparent stuff for sleeves. Different shapes, but still have ovals. She also put this in. I'm not sure if it works. We'll see. This definitely does. So I decided to bind the edge of the little bitty vest and immediately discovered that this fabric, the gauzy stuff, is an actual nightmare for using for binding. But it is a small piece of clothing. We will be fine. So, fussy tiny stitches. So the sleeves, the point of this whole mess, everybody was a half circle, folded in half, and now it's a weird cone with a rather messy hem. If you're doing this, maybe it's a better idea to burn it, but I wasn't going to do that. So I've like nested the cones and lined up the seams And no, they're not the same size, which is fine. They're both as big as they could be. And I'm going to take scissors and just cut a matching arch for the armhole on both sides and sew them together. And then we'll see where we stand. So we have a perfectly lovely usable piece, right? But given the opportunity, especially with a costume piece like this, more. So give me a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is just adding movement and weight and sparkle and goodness knows time invested in the piece. There. And I'm stitching up because I don't trust the fraying edge of this inside the bound edge of this. So additional security there. But look how pretty it is, and it feels so good. And now we're just sewing this weird inherited silver and gold cord on around the same area as the binding, just inside of it. And so quick and easy, especially compared to beads, but probably should have done this first because if I'm not careful, the thread catches on the beads and that's annoying. But if I'm careful, we're good. Alright, this is the front corner. I wound up doing 5 layers of the silvery gold stuff attached like that. There's the beads. I thought we were going to do buttons, but Kidlet tried it on and we're doing ties instead, and they do look messy if you're standing inappropriately close to the article in question. So they're just very, very easy to do, and I don't have to worry about turning them right side out again. Next up's the reveal. And the reveal! Can you tell what my child's favorite color is? This was not even on purpose. So there's dramatic sleeves on the dress, but there's also dramatic sleeves on the piece we just made. So that's epic. Would you turn around, my love? There we go. So, not going to keep anybody warm, just going to be beautiful and decorative. The beads add a lot of really good vibes to it. Nice weight. Alright, swirl again. Happy muffin? Okay, thank you.